Hello everybody, this is Dr. Cole. It's late Monday evening, January 15th. You all will be seeing this Tuesday morning the 16th, or sometimes Tuesday, I hope, which is the first day of class for Political Science 1013 for the spring term of 2024. I wanted to say just a few words about the course requirements and the material that we'll be covering right at the beginning of the course. You'll be receiving a syllabus that will be attached to an email message to you, and you can also find that on the course website in the modules area. Click on the course website, go to the course, and at the left you'll see a link that says modules, and that modules page will include, among other things, our syllabus and the class notes that you'll be looking at for the entire term. You'll be getting a series of announcements Tuesday morning, and please look at all of those as closely as you possibly can. You have a series of several announcements that go out right at the beginning of the term. So do watch for those in your inbox and look at those very carefully so that you'll have an idea of what we'll be doing here in Political Science 1013 for the spring 2024 term. Everyone, I try to get one of these video messages out every week. Our term is not starting until Tuesday, so I'm recording this one Monday night. Generally, the videos will be recorded Sunday evening and will go out Monday. So look for another one of these in your inbox early Monday morning, the 22nd. There will be 4 exams and a set of discussions. Each of those constitute a 100-point grade. The 4 exams are 100 points each. There will be 6 20-point discussions. The best 5 out of 6 will be counted. So that's another 100 points. The grade will be figured on the basis of 500 points, 450 for an A, 400 for a B, and so on the 90, 80, 70, 60 scale. You may also do a term paper, which is a 100-point grade equivalent to an exam, and that can go in the place of a low score on an exam, provided that the score on the term paper is higher. Now, that's not due until the end of the term in May, and sometime in March, early March I hope, I'll be getting a document to you with the requirements for the term paper assignment and a list of topics with some information about each topic. I need to take a little while to update that document. The term paper is optional, not mandatory, but if you choose to do a term paper, it can help you drop a low grade from earlier in the course and maybe raise your grade. So those are the rules and regs in a nutshell. There is an attendance bonus for taking part in all 6 discussions, and there will be, I hope, a couple of extra credit opportunities for 5 points at a time over the course of the term. You're going to get one of those, very simple, right at the beginning of the term. So those are the rules and regulations for the course. The syllabus is up on the course website, and it will be attached to one of the announcements that I'm going to send to you Tuesday morning. We will have a very brief extra credit assignment this week. There will be a discussion next week, Monday and Tuesday. Our first exam will come up, I believe that will be, Friday, February 9th, I believe. That will cover the first 2 units of the course, units 1 and 2, on political participation, and then on political parties and pressure groups. The class notes to be read for each of those are in the modules area of the course website, and there's a textbook assignment for each of those units as well. I treat the textbook as supplementary to the class notes. The textbook can be ordered from the OPSU online bookstore. All right, so units 1 and 2 will be the material for the first exam. You'll get an email with the assignment for the first exam, what you'll be responsible for. In addition to those 2 sets of class notes, There are 4 articles to be accessed online, and the message will include links to those 4 articles. You might want to check those links and be sure you can open them as soon as you receive the message. If you have difficulty, contact me and I'll get the contents of that article to you. It's possible that a paywall will come up, but I don't expect you to pay for anything. If you run into a paywall, contact me and I will get the text of the material you're to read to you by email. I try to make these assignments from sites that will allow you at least a limited number of page views per month free of charge. Sometimes students do run into a paywall, and please contact me in that case. I do not expect you to pay for any of these assigned readings over the course of the term. So, the exam will cover Units 1 and 2, by and large the class notes for Units 1 and 2, with 15 items or so, 10 or 15, based on those assigned readings. And something like that will be the case for each of the 4 exams. They will each cover 2 units. All right, so that's enough for the rules and regulations and our procedures. The first exam in February will cover Units 1 and 2. Let me say a few words about the first half or so of the class notes for Unit 1 before we shut it down for tonight. We start off Unit 1 with a discussion of the concept of democracy. Now, we move on from there to talk about different ways in which you can take part in the system, especially voting. The second half of these class notes will be taken up with voting in elections, and I will say more about that in next week's message. Okay. But we begin the course with a discussion of the concept of democracy. I mentioned that democracy as a concept goes all the way back to ancient Greece, although the Greeks by and large were skeptical about democracy, and they were not unqualified supporters of democracy. In fact, it's difficult to say that our own system is democracy and nothing but. It really includes some democratic features and some other features. I go on to say that it's difficult, very, very difficult, to make an entity of 300 million people a pure democracy. So we have some democratic features and some other features that maybe are not so democratic. To the extent that we have a democracy, it's a representative democracy in which we select representatives at the polls when we go to vote to do the deliberation for us. I go on from there to talk about several different ways of participating. Voting is very important, and we'll spend quite a bit of time talking about that. There are other things you can do. You could turn yourself into a political advertisement in any number of different ways. You could join a pressure group or give money to a pressure group or a political party or a political candidate. You could attend public meetings. You could run for office yourself. If you're thinking of doing that, probably the easiest route to do so is to become a successful professional who's publicly active in community affairs in your community. Generally, they are professionals. Sometimes they do come from outside the professional ranks, but these days, mostly professionals. Attorneys, lawyers, are the most frequent occupation that you find in politics in an institution like the United States Congress. We then go on to mention that participation can be unconventional as well as conventional. By unconventional participation, we mean protest behavior, which may conceivably spill over into violence, such as what we saw at the United States Congress on January 6th, 2021. All right, from then we need to go on to talk about voter turnout and vote choice in the second half of those class notes for Units 1, and we'll have a bit to say about that next week. We'll also talk further about the readings you're asked to look at for the first discussion, which will take place next week on Monday and Tuesday, the 22nd and the 23rd. We'll say more about that in our message that will be going out about 6 days' time. And we'll talk about the second half of the class notes for Unit 1 as well. So, that's it for the beginning of the course. I can be contacted by email at david.cole@opsu.edu, or you can email me through the course website. I believe you would click Inbox at the left of the course website to send an email to me through the course website. So there are many ways to get in touch with me, and I hope you will do so in case of any questions, problems, difficulties, or issues that may come up. All right, so basically all we have for you this week is a very short extra credit assignment. We'll have a discussion to take part in next week, but for the time being, that's all we're doing to kick off the course. We'll have more to say when we talk to you once again in about 6 days' time. Thanks a lot. Take it easy, study hard, and we'll talk to you in a few more days.